This is the truth about where the true land, the land flowing with milk and honey, the land of Yasharal, the land of Yerushalayim is today, and who the true children of Yasharal actually are. Yasharal is the son of Yitzchak or Isaac and the son of Abraham. The land flowing with milk and honey is the land that Yahuwah gave to Abraham's seed forever, who he promised to multiply as the sand of the sea. Today, we are told that this measly little land in the Middle East is the land that Yahuwah gave to the children of Yasharal, who he promised to make as the sand of the seashore. This land is absolutely hysterical how small it is. This is not the land flowing with milk and honey, but I'm going to show you where it is today. Hallelujah. What I'm about to show you first is a series of maps. I got all these maps on David Rumsey Map Collection. You can go on the website, you can download the maps. The first one is Albert Scobell, 1905. This is a map of South Africa. You can see that Jerusalem, or properly called Yerushalayim, is in southern Namibia. Just a bit south of that is Pella, which is a place that the Nazarim, the followers of Yahusha, fled to. They fled from Jerusalem to Pella before the Roman destruction of Jerusalem in 70 CE. Known as the Flight to Pella. In fact, Pella is still called Pella today in the Northern Cape, South Africa. On this same map, you have Beersheba, Rehoboth, Gibeon. All of these are in so-called Namibia today. Here in the Northern Cape again, you have Bethel or Beit Al. Now that's just one witness. Let's look at more. Francesco Marmocchi, 1858. Map of South Africa. Once again, Jerusalem in Namibia, with Pella just south, along with Bethany. Andre Richard, 1895, South Africa. Once again, Jerusalem in Namibia, southern Namibia. Pella as our witness again, just south. There's Beit Al again in the same location. Beersheba, Rehoboth, Colton, 1886, map of South Africa. Jerusalem in southern Namibia. There's Bethany, Beersheba, Rehoboth. And last but not least, Bartholomew, 1907. Here's Pella in the Northern Cape. Gibeon, Beersheba, Bethany, Rehoboth. And look at this, Daniel's Kale. Kale in Dutch or Afrikaans means cave or den. Daniel's den. Look at that. Perhaps where Daniel was thrown into the lion's den. Now, when the children of Yasharal crossed over the Yarden River.
So what is the simplest answer? The simplest answer is that when European Christians came and colonized South Africa and Namibia, that they renamed cities based on their belief in Christianity. That the one Danjasco, which is, I believe, a Dutch name, reminded them, people from South Africa say it just reminds them, the cave system reminds them of the cave that Daniel was thrown in, so they named it Danjasco. They named cities Jerusalem and Hebron and all these other cities based on the fact that they were Christian believers. That is not the name that the Ashanti, the Zulu had named those cities. No, these are their names. Just like they named the Cape of Good Hope, because you're at the point where you're swinging around the southern tip of Africa. Because now they found their route to India. It's a reach, people, a huge reach. I mean, let me make that reach. If I were to tell you, if you go on a map, that you will see out in the east from Atlanta, on the east part of Georgia, the city of Bethlehem. And then if you would go to southwest of that position, only a few hours drive, you will be in Salem, Georgia. And if you do your research, you will know that before Jerusalem was called Jerusalem, in the pre-Israelite time frame, it was called Salem, where Melchizedek, the king of Salem, resided. So when Abraham gave a tenth of what he had conquered from Sodom and Gomorrah, And Atlanta used to be Sodom and Macon was Gomorrah. They weren't, but I'm just saying. That when he gave a tenth to Melchizedek, he was the king of Salem, which is in Georgia, southwest of Bethlehem. So Jerusalem. So they got the map flipped upside down over there in the Levant. Bethlehem was northeast of Jerusalem. That's why they were able to follow a star to the east to Bethlehem, because they were coming from Salem, i.e. Jerusalem, Georgia. That's right. And if you search harder in Georgia, you will find that we also have a Sharon, Georgia, and a Hebron, Georgia. So that obviously means that it was in Georgia. All that Georgia is the promised land, flowing with milk and honey. Great, we have great land to grow and everything. And the Chattahoochee River, yes, the Chattahoochee River. That's really the Euphrates River. That's really the Euphrates. Mm-hmm. And the tributaries that come off of the Chattahoochee, that's the Gihon, the Pison, and the Tigris. Yeah, that's right. So Georgia, where I'm from, it's the real place. That means that being from Georgia, true Israelite, or maybe Texas. I did ride my motorcycle this over the weekend when I was coming back from Spokane. We did ride through Eden, Texas. Eden, that's right. Yeah, but there's a Eden, Utah as well, and a Eden, North Carolina as well. That might not work. But Pennsylvania, they got Bethlehem and they got Nineveh. So since they got those and those, that might be the promised land is over there. See, because they got those cities over there. So what is the most likely? That some European Christian named those cities, those things. I mean, Florida, they got Gopher Wood because, that's what Noah used. Because some European looked at the, I think it's the Ture tree and renamed it Gopher Wood. Yeah, so. But I think this guy, he can't be trying to be a Hebrew Israelite. So my only thing I can say to him is about him in that why he does this is, you remember, the old saying that they showed up to Africa and gave them the Bible, but and the Africans took the Bible, but they lost the land. Doesn't that seem about right? Since all their cities got renamed, majority of their cities got renamed to Christian city names, biblical city names. That seems about right to me. But what do you guys think? And always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is not negotiable. Good journey, good vibration.